So my name's Peter Hogg. I've, as I say, honoured to be asked to come and speak to you today. I'm an architect and academic, and I taught Zahra architecture a few years ago when she did the course with us after having completed her advanced diploma of building design. She was quite a memorable member of the class. I was just thinking, one of the worst things you can do when you're a teacher, when you're an academic, is you ask a question, you talk to the class, and you get dead silence in response. That was never the case with Zahra in the room. She was always feisty, up for the discussion, engaged, and really quite an energetic member of the student community. And I think that's one of the things she will bring to the federal parliament. Now, a lot of the points I was going to mention this morning, she's already stolen my thunder by mentioning them in her little video, but I will say a couple of things if I may. One of the things she's already really said is that one of the problems with the federal parliament is it's got quite a narrow gene pool. It doesn't really look like the Australian community looks right now. Now, a lot of us think probably way too many lawyers in Parliament. A lot of my best friends are lawyers and things like that, but nonetheless, this seems to be true. About 30% of people in Parliament are lawyers. I think one of the problems with lawyers, they do their job, but one of the problems with lawyers is they're very good at arguing and arguing and arguing and arguing. And what we see in a lot of areas of federal politics is inertia and inaction, and obviously things like climate change, action for refugees, and I would also raise the issue of ICAC, federal ICAC, which Zahra's going to go in hard on. These things have just not been actioned over many, many years. Zahra, being an independent, will not be beholden to the big parties. Pretty much all the big parties, they've got their donors and they're going to look after their donors. I don't think Zahra's going to be doing that. Why Zahra? She does reflect a much more diverse community than we used to have previously. Single mother, woman of colour, as she said already, migrant. But also, I think someone like an architect, building designer, builder, can-do people. They have solutions focused, they look outside the box and they try and see what best solutions might happen, and they need to do these things in a timely manner. It's no good doing things 20 years too late. We're getting some nuclear subs apparently in 20 years. Should we be getting nuclear subs? I don't know, but 20 years seems a pretty strange time frame. 20 years of inaction on refugees and climate, not really good enough. Things are hotting up. The election is coming. We don't know when it will be, probably sometime in May. So I wish Zahra all the best. Couple of things I would like to also say. Zahra told me quite a few stories about her life in Somalia and sort of stuff that would go down there and things like that. My observation is that Somalia has obviously had a pretty rough trot. It's one of the most corrupt countries in the world. It's also one of the poorest countries. And we in Australia think we're pretty clever, we're pretty wealthy, we're, all this sort of stuff. But we were, only a few years ago, according to Transparency International, in the top 10 least corrupt countries. We're now sitting at number 18. We've dropped. Why have we dropped? Well, there's a whole lot of reasons around this. But this speaks to me of the urgent need for something like ICAC. As I said, both major parties have big donors and they're not that keen on doing that. ScoMo could have got this up and running in the last parliament. He said he would. He didn't do it.